In any kitchen, some jobs seem pretty simple on the surface. But to do them perfectly every single time, well, that's what separates the good from the great. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of those fundamentals, frying. We're going to break down how to turn a standard procedure into a true mark of professional excellence. So, what is the secret? How do you get that perfect, crispy, golden brown result, not just once in a while, but every single time you drop that basket? Look, it's not some kind of magic trick. It's all about following a precise standard. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today, step by step.
We've broken this down into 4 key stages for you. First, setting the stage. Second, the art of the fry. Third, the perfect finish. And finally, bringing it all home with the golden standard. Let's jump right in.
Okay, first up, setting the stage. And any pro will tell you the final product is only ever going to be as good as your prep. This is where it all begins. Before you even think about touching a utensil or any food, it all starts with you. We're talking a solid 20-second hand wash, a fresh, clean uniform and apron, and of course, gloves and a hair cover. And listen, this isn't just for show. This is non-negotiable. It's the absolute foundation of food safety. Next up, your workspace. A totally clean, sanitized fryer station is your first line of defense against cross-contamination, and it just helps everything run smoother. Now here's a super important point. Make sure every single one of your tools is bone dry. I mean, completely. Why? Because water and hot oil, well, that's a recipe for disaster. It's a huge safety check you just can't skip. All right, so your hands are clean, your station is spotless. What's next? Well, now it's time for what I call the 3 critical checks: your stock, your oil, and your temperature. If you nail these 3 things, you're setting yourself up for success from the get-go. And look at how specific this is. We're not just talking about hot oil here. No way. Chicken products, they need to be fried at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. But French fries, they need that oil way hotter at 335. This is so important because if you get that temperature wrong, you know what happens: greasy, undercooked, or even burnt food. Hitting these exact numbers isn't just a suggestion, it's everything. So you see this number 22, and you might be wondering, what's that all about? Well, that has to do with something called TPM, or total polar materials. Think of it like a health score for your cooking oil. If that score creeps up to 22 or higher, it means the oil is breaking down. It's just not safe or effective to cook with anymore. So the bottom line is simple. Your TPM has to be under 22, period. All right, prep is done. Now we get to the fun part, the art of the fry. This is where all that preparation pays off and where your technique and timing really come together to create something perfect. Handling the product correctly is absolutely crucial. Use clean scissors for the packets and never, ever touch the product with your bare hands. Gloves on, always. And pay close attention to this next part, the max load. If you cram too much into the basket, the oil temperature just nosedives. And when that happens, you get soggy, oily food instead of that beautiful golden crisp. The actual frying process has a real rhythm to it. It's like a simple 5-step dance. 1, drop the bucket in carefully. 2, press that timer right away, don't wait. 3, and this is key for nuggets, shake the bucket after 30 seconds to keep them from sticking. 4, when that timer beeps, remove it immediately. And finally, number 5, you move on to the super important drain. The food is cooked, but hold on, we are not done yet, not by a long shot. Now it's time for the perfect finish. These are the final steps that make sure what gets to the customer is safe, delicious, and top quality. Draining might seem like a no-brainer, but there's totally a technique to it. You want to hold that bucket at about a 45-degree angle, and the magic number for time? Somewhere between 10 and 15 seconds. That's the sweet spot. It's long enough to get rid of that extra oil, but not so long that the food starts to get cold. You nail this step, and you're guaranteeing crispy, not greasy. Okay, pay close attention because this number right here, you could argue it's the most important one in this whole process. The internal temperature of any cooked product must be above 165 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a non-negotiable safety check to make sure the food is thoroughly cooked and 100% safe to eat. All right, so you've got this perfectly cooked product. Where does it go next? Into a UHC tray. UHC stands for Universal Holding Cabinet. And don't just think of it as a warming shelf. It's a piece of specialized equipment that holds food at a precise temperature. It's what allows you to maintain both safety and quality even during the busiest rush.
And what is that precise temperature? It's 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That UHC tray has to stay right at 200 degrees. This keeps the product hot, fresh, and safely above that temperature danger zone, so it's ready for immediate service with zero loss of quality. And that brings us to our final section, the golden standard. This is really where we tie everything together. It's about turning all these individual steps into an unbreakable promise of quality and consistency for every single customer. Think of these as your golden rules. Never overload the fryer. Handle that hot oil with extreme care. Report any equipment issues the second you see them. And always, always aim for that perfect, even, golden cook. If you stick to these principles, safety and quality will always come first.
You know, when you boil it all down, every single step we've covered, from hand washing to draining, it all comes down to this one simple goal: serve fresh and hot to customers. That's the mission. That's the whole reason every detail matters so much.
CC, following these steps is about so much more than just cooking. It's about taking pride in your work. It's about delivering a product that's safe, consistent, and high quality every single time. It's about mastering your craft. So the only question left is, are you ready to deliver the golden standard?